Oke, kita masuk di subbab terakhir pada bab ini. Setelah kemarin kita bahas tentang static black hole, yaitu black hole yang tidak berputar dan tidak mempunyai muatan, yaitu Schwarzschild solution. Kemudian kita meninjau black hole bermuatan yang statis. Sekarang kita akan meninjau black hole yang berputar atau rotating black hole. Berputar sepertinya kurang ini berotasi. In this section, we turn to rotating black holes. They are the appropriate solution to describe all black holes observed in the universe. Jadi ini adalah black hole yang lebih fisis karena ya black hole yang terobserved in universe itu adalah black hole yang berputar atau berotasi. The Kerr solution. Rotating black holes have an axis of rotation, and this necessarily breaks the rotational symmetry. This makes the solution of rotating black holes considerably more complicated than spherical symmetric solution that we have discussed so far. Jadi karena dia punya axis of rotation, maka rotating black holes itu tidak mempunyai simetri rotasi ya. Jadi di sudut yang berbeda, mungkin saja metriknya berbeda. The solution is written in so-called Boyer-Lindquist coordinate, dr theta phi. It takes the form. Jadi solusinya ada di Boyer-Lindquist coordinates. Yang bisa dilihat di persamaan 6.26. Jadi di sini bisa kita lihat ada couple antara waktu dengan phi, dt dan d phi, kemudian dt dan d phi lagi. dr square dan d theta square. Where delta, r, and rho square r theta are the following function. Dan ada delta dan rho ya. Yang mana delta dan rho-nya adalah ini. Datanya r square minus 2gmr. Dan rho square-nya adalah r square plus a square cos square theta. This is the Kerr solution written down in 1963. Jadi GR diformulasikan 1915 dan butuh waktu hampir 50 tahun ya, 48 tahun untuk mendapatkan solusi yang berotasi. It's also useful to have extra expression for the metric from which we can immediately read off the GTT, G theta phi, and G phi phi metric components. Ya, ini 6.27 ini tinggal square-nya ini dibuka saja ya, sehingga langsung kita bisa melihat komponen dari GTT, G theta phi, dan G phi phi-nya seperti apa. After bluffing through some algebra, you can convince yourself that the Kerr solution has a rather non-obvious property. Jadi Kerr solution punya properti seperti ini. G square theta phi minus GTT G phi phi equal delta sin square theta. We'll make use of this below. Jadi ada relasi menghubungkan antara komponen GTT, G phi phi, dan G theta phi. The core solution depend on two parameters M and A. This is important. Jadi core solution ini tidak bercharge ya. Dia hanya bermassa dan berrotasi. A quick inspection of the matrix show that A has dimension of length. When A equals 0, the core solution reduces to Schwarzschild solution. Far from the black hole, R very large than Gm, A, the metric reduce R larger than Gm and A, the metric reduce to flat Minkowski spacetime with the R theta phi, the usual coordinate with theta from 0 to pi, phi from 0 to 2 pi. There are two continuous isometries of the core metric. Yang masih ingat isometri itu rise to killing vector field. These are partial t and partial phi. Bisa kita lihat di sini atau mungkin di sini. Di sini di persamaan 6.27 metriknya ini tidak bergantung dengan waktu dan tidak bergantung dengan koordinat phi. Sehingga dia punya isometri ini. So killing vector field-nya. We can compute Komar integral for each of these, giving the mass and angular momentum of the black hole respectively. Jadi kalau kita compute Komar integral dari K dan L, maka kita akan mendapatkan massa dan angular momentum. Jadi bisa disimpulkan kalau Kerr solution ini hanya bergantung dengan massa dan angular momentum dari si black hole-nya. Ya, tidak bisa disimpulkan sih dari sini, tapi nanti bisa disimpulkan bahwa angular momentum dan massa dari black hole ini secara unik mengidentifikasikan black hole core. Unsurprisingly, it turns out that the mass is M. Okay, the Komar integral of the rotation killing vector L gives the angular momentum. Okay. Jadi A itu relasi antara A dan angular momentumnya adalah G. Angular momentum itu sama dengan M dikali A. Flipping the sign of A changes the direction of the spin. In what follow, we take A greater than 0 without loss of generality. The Schwarzschild solution was also invariant under discrete symmetry T to minus T and phi to minus phi. The core solution is invariant under the combination TV minus T phi as appropriate for a spinning object. Oh ya. Jadi dia nggak bergantung dengan phi, tetapi dia bergantung dengan theta. Theta itu ya azimut, phi yang kiri kanan. Jadi dilihat dari sudut phi manapun, black hole-nya tetap sama. Tetapi dilihat dari atas bawah, itu memberikan sensasi yang berbeda. Black hole uniqueness. There are a bunch of theorems, each with slightly different assumptions, that collectively can be summarized as anytime independent asymptotically flat black hole solution lies within Kerr family. Anytime independent asymptotically flat black hole solution lies with Kerr family. In other words, black holes are characterized by only two numbers, mass M and angular momentum G. Ya, ini yang tadi saya bilang. If we are in Einstein-Maxwell theory, this theorem can be extended to allow the electric and magnetic charges as well. We'll briefly discuss this in section 6.3.4. This theorem are not as strong as Birkhoff theorem. There we need only to assume spherical symmetry to land on the Schwarzschild solution. This ensured that the Schwarzschild metric describes the spacetime outside a star even when that is undergoing spherical collapse. Ya, kalau Schwarzschild metric itu describe spacetime outside a star meskipun atau bahkan star yang undergoing spherical collapse. In contrast, the wider set of theorem makes explicitly use of the event horizon. This means that the Kerr solution does not necessarily describe the spacetime outside a rotating star, although it seems plausible that it is a good approximation far from the surface of the star. Jadi karena banyak teorema yang secara eksplisit menggunakan event horizon, maka Kerr solution itu tidaklah tidak necessary describe spacetime outside a rotating star, tetapi ya dia lebih merupakan good approximation daripada tidak sama sekali. Nonetheless, this theorem tells us that the endpoint of gravitational collapse is generally the Kerr black hole. This is rather surprising. General relativity is a classical theory that can be derived from an action principle. In fact, it turns out that it is Hamiltonian theory. Basic properties of Hamiltonian systems, like Liouville theorem, say that the end of generic evolution cannot be a single point in phase space. Jadi di classical mechanics says that endpoint of generic evolution can be a single point in phase space. Instead, that kind of behavior is what I expect from a non-Hamiltonian system with friction. In many ways, black holes act like a system with friction. Di black hole itu bekerja seperti sistem dengan gesekan. These kinds of issue become even sharper when we bring quantum mechanics into the mix, where they reappear as the information paradox. The global structure. Now we delve into the global structure of the good black hole. When delta equals 0, delta tadi sama dengan R square minus 2GMR plus A square. The GRR component of the metric diverges. Okay, GRR. Ya, karena di sini rho per delta. Jadi kalau deltanya 0, maka di bagian komponen ke R-nya diverge. Our previous experience with Schwarzschild and Reisner Rostrom black holes suggests that there are coordinates singularities. This also sudah deal lama dengan ini. Kalau misalkan diverge bisa saja coordinate singularity atau true singularity. Tapi ya harus ngecek Grassmann scalar dulu, tapi ya bisa dari Reisner black hole suggest that this is just a coordinate singularity. We write roots of delta as okay. Jadi kita menuliskan delta sebagai ini, R minus R plus dan R minus R minus, di mana R plus dan R minus adalah root dari delta. Dengan R plus minusnya ini. This has the same structure as the Reisner-Nordström black hole, and we can immediately import some lesson from there. In particular, if the black hole spins too fast, so A greater than Gm, then the curved solution exhibits a naked singularity and is disallowed. Ya, dari cosmic sensor saja tidak ada naked singularity. Jadi kalau black hole-nya spin too fast, atau dalam kata lain A greater than Gm, Jadi nggak boleh spin too fast. Atau nggak boleh lebih dari GM. The fastest spinning black hole has A equal GM. And correspondingly, G equal GM square. This is the external black hole. Okay. More generally, the allowed values of spin are A on GM very less than 1. This shows that R equal R plus minus are coordinate singularities. To show that R equal R plus minus are coordinate singularities, we can do something akin to the Eddington-Fickelson trick. This time, things are little trickier. We introduce the coordinates V R theta chi, where V equal T plus R star and R star and chi defined by the R star equal R square plus A square on delta, and d chi equal d phi plus A on delta. The idea, once again, is that these coordinates are adapted to null in falling geodesics. However, now there are no radial geodesics. Instead, they get twisted around. They get twisted around by rotation of the black hole. Karena tidak ada radial geodesics. Oh ya, kalau di Schwarzschild solution atau di Reinert-Nordstrom solution itu karena dia punya spherical symmetry, maka ada radial geodesics. Tapi karena di sini ada rotasi dari black hole, maka tidak ada radial geodesics. Geodesicsnya pasti ke-twist. The geodesics don't sit at a constant phi, but instead sit at a constant chi. Jadi tidak ada radial geodesics, adanya geodesics konstan chi, di mana chi-nya definisikan oleh itu. To see this, we exchange T and phi in favor of P and nu and chi in 6.26 to find, ya ini substitusi aja dari T ke nu. Kita lihat dulu delta rho square dv minus s square sin theta square rho e dv r square plus s square d chi dv minus a sin square d chi plus rho square d theta square. First, note that null geodesics follow d nu d chi d theta equals 0 as promised, since this ensures that the s square equals 0. Jadi null geodesicsnya follow ini. Second, as with Eddington-Fickelson coordinate, there is no longer factor of delta in denominator. This ensures that we can now extend the r coordinate down to r greater than 0 without hitting any singularity. We learned that r equal r plus minus in the original chromatic, where indeed coordinate singularity as we advertised. Jadi kalau ada change of coordinate yang menghilangkan singularity-nya, berarti itu hanyalah koordinat artefak. Dan di sini dengan menggunakan Eddington-Fickelson coordinate, kita lihat bahwa R equal R plus minus itu hanyalah sepertinya horizon, tapi kita lihat harusnya horizon. To build up the full causal structure, we need Kruskal-like coordinates. Ya, seperti biasa, kalau kita ingin full causal structure, kita menggunakan Kruskal coordinates. Analogous to U plus minus and V plus minus coordinate that we introduce in the Reinert-Nordstrom black hole, the procedure is now the same. The U plus and V plus coordinates allow us to extend the spacetime past the outer horizon at R plus down to the inner horizon at R minus. We then need to switch to the U minus NV plus coordinates to get down to the singularity. Ya, sama seperti ini. Jadi ada dua singularity ya. Atau ada dua horizon, inner horizon dan outer horizon. This then repeat itself. The resulting Penrose diagram again repeats at infinitum, as shown in figure 60. Ya, sama seperti mirip seperti Reynolds. The singularity. There are a number of ways which the global structure of Kerr solution differs from Reynolds. Jadi ada beberapa hal di mana Kerr solution ini berbeda dengan Reynolds. One is the singularity. The GTT component of the Kerr metric diverge when rho square equals 0 or r equal theta and r equals 0 and theta equal pi on 2. From our experience with the Schwarzschild and Reiner-Nostrum black holes, we might expect that this is true curvature singularity. This is confirmed by an analysis of the Grassmann scalar. Ya, seperti yang sudah kita ini, kalau Grassmann scalarnya diverge, karena Grassmann scalar adalah scalar, dia tidak bergantung dengan coordinates. Jadi kalau dia diverge ya berarti dia diverge di seluruh coordinates. However, in the previous cases, the singularity arose at r equals 0. Jadi kalau di Kerr, dia di r equals 0 and theta equal pi on 2. There was no need to also specify the angular coordinates on the S square because the S square degenerate at r equals 0. Just like the origin of space. In contrast, the singularity in Kerr occurs only when theta equal pi on 2. Coba kita lihat dulu R square itu apa. Rho square itu apa. R square plus, oh ya, jadi R-nya harus 0 dan pi-nya harus 0. Oh, pi-nya harus theta. Theta-nya harus pi on 2. To better understand this, we can look at the Kerr metric 6.26 at R equals 0 with constant T. It is, jadi ketika at equal 0 with constant T, kita punya ini ds square-nya sama dengan ini. Jadi dia masih bergantung dengan theta. Metriknya walaupun di R equal 0, dia masih ada theta-nya. We see that the S square has not degenerate at this point. Jadi S square-nya itu enggak terdegenerasi ke satu titik. But nor does it have the round metric. This is to be expected since Kerr solution did not have rotational symmetry. Ini karena Kerr solution-nya tidak mempunyai rotational symmetry. The restriction to theta equal pi on 2 puts us on the equator. Yeah. This is a ring of radius A, parameterized by phi 0 to 2 pi. Jadi theta kan dari 0 sampai pi, dari bawah, dari kutub selatan sampai kutub utara, dan pi on 2 di ekuator dari ya space time itu, atau di black hole itu. Dan singularitasnya itu ada di ring dengan radius A di ekuator. Thus, we learn that the singularity of our black hole has a ring structure. The singularity is again time-like, as shown in the Penrose diagram. Right. Strictly speaking, Penrose diagram can only be drawn for a rotational invariant spacetimes. Oh, since we surprise the S square. Jadi Penrose diagram di tiap-tiap titik Penrose diagram itu kan dia berkorespondensi dengan S square ya. Tapi karena Dan tetapi oleh karena itu Penrose diagram hanya bisa digambarkan oleh atau untuk rotational invariant spacetimes. Further, we compromise and draw the singularity as the Jack broken line in figure 60, reflecting the fact that the singularity only occurs when theta equal pi on 2 and not for other angles on the square. Oh, ini ya jacket ya. Jadi beda dengan Redan-Nordstrom. Kalau Redan-Nordstrom ininya full, nggak ada apa namanya, nggak jacket kayak gitu. Closed time-like curves. In the rational Nordstrom black hole, the spacetime ended at time-like singularity. But because S square doesn't degenerate further, spacetime continues past the singularity, i.e. to the right and left of the time-like singularity as shown in figure 60. Oke, jadi ini masih ada, dia masih bisa atau ya masih bisa lanjut gitu. This region can be accessed by observer following a time-like geodesics that passes through r equals 0 at theta not equal pi on 2. Jadi region itu bisa atau region yang pas through the radial singularity itu bisa diakses ketika observernya itu following time-like geodesics yang melewati r equal 0 dan theta tidak sama dengan pi on 2. This correspond to r less than 0 in the original coordinates of r of 6.26. This new region has a weird property. It acts as a time machine. To see this, consider a new a curve which sits at constancy and r equal and r, constancy and r, and theta equal pi on 2. In other words, the curve is parameterized by phi. From 6.26, the metric for this curve is jadi untuk ini tinggal dimasukkan T, R-nya itu konstan, dan theta-nya equal pi on 2 ya. Maka dia hanya bergantung dengan phi aja. For r less than 0 and suitably small, this term in bracket is negative. This means that the phi is a time-like direction close to the singularity. But phi is a periodic coordinate with phi and phi plus 2 pi identified. This means that if you move along this curve, you get back to the same point in time that you started from. This is a closed time-like curve. Jadi untuk R kurang dari 0 dan sangat kecil, maka ini negatif. Artinya, phi is time-like direction close to the singularity. Tetapi, phi is a periodic coordinates with phi and phi plus 2 pi identified. This means that if you move along this curve, kalau kita move along kurva ini, you get back to the same point in the time that you started from. This is closed time-like curve. Having time machine tucked away inside the black hole is not meant to allow you to play Johnny B. Jude at the ancient under the sea tension. I don't know what it is. Nonetheless, that the idea that time machine arises in law of physics isn't that dialectic one. Sadly, the machine inside curved black holes is most likely unphysical. It is hidden behind a quasi horizon. And as we discussed previously, such horizon are unstable to generate perturbation. Tetapi ini dia berada di belakang quasi horizon ya. Dan kemarin kita sudah belajar kalau Kalau si horizon itu unstable. Closed-time black curves are not uncommon and arise in several solutions to Einstein equation. Nonetheless, like naked singularity, there is a general belief that they should not form from any sensible initial condition of fact referred to the chronology protection conjecture. Now we move to the ergo region. There is also something special about the curve black hole outside the horizon. To see this, consider the Killing factor k equal partial t far from the black hole. This is time-like Killing factor. Indeed, asymptotically at r to infinite, k generates a geodesics of an observer stationary with respect to the black holes. Far from the black hole, k generates a geodesic of an observer stationary with respect to the black hole. As we move close to the black hole with finite r, the integral curves of k are no longer geodesics since they sit at constant r. Oh ya, karena black hole-nya rotate, maka tadi tidak ada radial geodesics, as well as constant theta and phi. But it's always possible to follow this course by turning on the thruster on our rocket ships. Oh ya, jadi kita memberikan gaya atau ya sedemikian rupa sehingga kita follow constant r curvature. At some point, however, these cases tetap terhenti. This we look at the norm A ya, seperti biasa kita look norm of K. Kita kalikan dengan ini. Tapi karena K itu hanya parsial T aja, maka dia menyomot bagian K. Dan KTT-nya sama dengan ini. This is a negative and hence K is time-like for large R. However, K become null when K-nya become null ketika R square minus 2GM R minus A square cos theta equal 0, atau ketika R equal GM plus minus akar G square M square minus A square cos square theta. The smaller root in 6.30 sits inside the horizon. But the larger root sits outside the horizon. Jadi ada dua roots di situ, R plus minus. Untuk yang plus itu outside the horizon, untuk yang minus itu inside the horizon. Except at the poles theta equals 0 and pi where it touches. Kecuali ketika ini, di mana dia touches. We learn that the K becomes space-like in region outside the horizon. Jadi ketika R-nya itu di sini, this is called the ergo region. It is sketched in figure 61. The outer boundary of the ergo region is called the ergo surface. Inside the ergo region, an observer cannot follow integral curve of K because these curves are no longer time-like. Oh ya, karena curve-nya no longer time-like. This means that no matter how hard you fire your rocket thruster, you cannot sit at constant r, theta, and phi. To see what's happening, let's look again at the curve metric. Ini curve metric dituliskan lagi. We want to find a time-like curve with the s square less than 0. Jadi kita ingin mencari time-like curve dengan ya, time-like curve itu artinya ds square-nya kurang dari 0. Moving in the r and theta direction do not help. Since g r and g theta theta both are positive. Di sini nggak kelihatan sih. Oh, di sini. In fact, the only negative terms come from GT phi. This means that any time-like trajectory in ergo region necessarily requires movement in phi. Ya, ini karena dia rotasi ya. This is an example of frame tracking, albeit an extreme one. In the ergo region, observer are necessarily swept around by rotation of the black hole. Oh, jadi memang karena frame-nya yang di track, maka ya orangnya akan terswept gitu. They can still escape the black hole clutches should they be, since they have not yet crossed the outer horizon. But as long as they remain in ergo region, they rotate relatively to asymptotic observer. Good, good, good. The Penrose process. A clever idea due to Penrose allow us to extract energy from a rotating black hole. Jadi kita bisa extract energy dari rotating black hole. To motive this, consider again the killing factor K equal partial T. As we explained in section 4.3.2, we can use K to assign an energy to any observer with for momentum P mu. We can use K to assign an energy to NO. Ya, sepertinya kita pernah membahas ini. E equal minus K mu P mu. Dengan P-nya itu for momentum, K-nya killing factor. The for momentum is necessarily time-like. If K is also time-like, then the negative sign is in the definition graph ensure that E is positive. This is because the inner product of the time-like vector is always negative. Oh, good. However, in the ergo region, K is space-like, so it is possible for the energy to be negative. Here then is the mechanism to extract energy. Then an object along a geodesic with momentum B mu. Because it travels along a geodesic, the energy A equal minus K P is conserved and so remain positive even when the object enters the ergo region. Jadi kita kalau ingin mengekstrak energi dari black hole, kita kirimkan objek along a geodesic for momentum B mu. Karena dia karena objeknya itu sits on geodesics, maka energinya conserve dan remains positive even the object enters the ergo region. Once in the ergo region, we arrange for the object to split into two in terms of particle physics. You could imagine particle decaying, although it's rather harder to arrange the detail of this beforehand. Conserve of energy momentum require P equal P1 plus P2 and correspondingly A equal A1 plus P2. But inside ergo region, it is possible to arrange things so that E1 less than 0. Clearly, we must have A2 greater than 0 each of these smaller objects, then follow their own geodesics. Because A1 less than 0, it is not possible for the first particle to escape the ergo region. Typically, it will instead fall into black hole. However, there is no such restriction on the second particle with A2, and it is possible to arrange things so that it escapes the black hole and comes to the asymptotic region. Now with A2 greater than E, ya karena A2-nya greater than E. Karena tadi E1-nya itu boleh negatif. In other words, the object returns with more energy than it started. Ya. Jadi caranya adalah kita mengirimkan sebuah partikel masuk ke ergo region, partikelnya bisa jadi dua, satunya energinya negatif, satunya energinya tambah besar. Extracting energy from the black holes means that its mass decreases. This reaction is not included in the calculation proof, which is done in a fixed background. If you decrease the mass, one can file the axiomatic bound to get J greater than Gm square, revealing a naked singularity. Fortunately, this cannot be happen. Ya. Karena energinya berkurang, kita berharap bisa violate the weak cosmic censorship ya, tetapi ini tidak bisa terjadi. A decrease of the mass must accomplished by corresponding decrease in the angular momentum. Oh ya. Kalau massanya berkurang maka J-nya juga berkurang. So this consider combination of Killing vector. Kita consider kombinasi dari Killing vector tadi. Jadi Zai itu sama dengan K plus omega L. This is also Killing vector for any constant omega. We know that K is mostly space-like on the horizon. Ya, dari tadi ya. The expression is at theta equal 0 and pi, where the horizon intercept the Ergo surface. So K is null. The angular momentum vector L is also space-like on the horizon. However, there is a special choice of omega so that Xi becomes null everywhere on the horizon. To see this, note that the norm Xi is Xi square equal GTT plus 2 omega GT5 plus omega square G55. Oh ya, ini karena itu ya, apa namanya? Xi square itu sama dengan G mu nu Xi mu Xi nu. Dan karena Z-nya itu punya komponen T, phi, dan T phi, maka dia ekstrak GTT, GT phi, dan G phi. We can make Xi equal 0 at general R and theta by taking omega equal itu. Jadi dengan memilih omega yang seperti ini, maka kita bisa membuat Xi-nya itu nol. If we restrict the horizon R equal R plus, then delta equals 0. And the identity 6.28. Oh yes, identity tell us that the GT square equal, kalau deltanya 0 sama, maka GT square sama dengan GTT GT phi square sama dengan GTT J phi, and we get omega sama dengan minus GT phi on J phi phi. A quick look at the metric, then tell us that the theta dependence drop out, leaving us with the constant. Jadi metrik 6.27-nya itu karena ini sepertinya GT5 dan J5 ini dekat. Atau kalau dibuat datanya hilang. Sehingga A on R plus square A square. With this choice of omega, the killing factor Xi generates a null geodesics on the horizon. The frame tracking now means that this geodesics necessarily rotated by direction. We interpret omega as the angular velocity of the black hole. We can use Xi to place a restriction on the amount of energy that we can extract by the Penrose process. The killing factor Xi is future pointing, which means that for any form momentum, maka dia negatif. So ini minus E plus omega J less than 0. Where J equal L mu P mu is the angular momentum of the particle. Applying this to the particle with A1 less than 0 that falls into the black hole, we have A1 greater than omega J1. In this sense, ya ini balik ke Penrose tadi, Penrose proses di mana partikelnya pecah jadi 2 dan E1-nya kurang dari 0 dan falls into black hole, maka E1-nya itu lebih besar atau sama dengan omega J1. In this sense, we necessarily extract more angular momentum than energy from black hole. Hmm. To see this, bone done in does indeed prohibit the formation of super extremal rotating black hole. Consider the following combination: A equal A pi T square M square plus that, or equal this thing. If the black hole loses both mass and angular momentum, the quantity A changes as delta A on that, tinggi turunkan A-nya, maka nanti ada ini C dari sini, tinggal diturunkan aja, maka kita punya ini. Where in the second equality we use the expression R plus equal that, which means that R whole square plus A square sama dengan itu. A few lines of algebra then gives the result. Yes, sepertinya tidak terlalu susah. The particle plunging beyond the event horizon result in reduction of the mass delta M equal A1 of the black hole and a change of the angular momentum delta J equal J1. The inequality 6.32, this one, tells us that delta M greater than omega delta J, and so delta A equals 0. In other words, A is a quantity which is monotonically increasing in the Penrose process. Sepertinya ini area. In particular, it mentioned that it's not possible to turn a sub-extremal black hole into a super-extremal black hole with a naked singularity through a Penrose process. A hint of area theorem. The quantity A has a rather special geometric meaning. It is the area of the event horizon of the black hole. A equal integral, yaitu integral ds ya. Bukan. Integral d theta d phi akar c theta theta c pi phi. Ketika R-nya sama dengan R plus. Ya memang itu rumus area. Kalau dilihat di section sebelumnya, kita dapat itu. Which means that delta equals 0. Oh wait, 8P, ya ini area ya berarti ya. Our analysis shows that the area of the black holes always increases. This is baby version of much deeper theorem proved by Hawking, which says that the area of black hole increases under all physical process. Indeed, there is a deep reason behind this. The area of black hole has the interpretation of entropy. Through the famous Bekenstein-Hawking formula, the fact that the area necessary, Bekenstein-Hawking itu, the fact that the area increases is then the part of generalized second law of thermodynamics. Jadi karena entropinya naik, maka areanya juga naik. Subpartings. Oh. There is a grown-up version of Penrose process in which fields scatter off occur black hole and return amplified. Oh, Oh iya, sepertinya masuk ke Kerr black hole, tapi nantinya radiation amplified. Here we sketch the phenomenon of a massless scalar field phi. The energy momentum tensor 4.51 ya, ini sudah sering. Energy momentum tensor di curve space time dari suatu scalar field itu ini. We know from section 4.5.5 that we can from a conserve current by contracting T mu with a suitable Killing factor. In particular, we can measure energy by contracting with K equal partial T and give the current J mu, this one, this obey delta mu J mu equals 0. We now repeat this kind of calculation that we saw in section 4.5.5. The energy in the field on a spatial hypersurface of such a black hole is that, ya, energi sama dengan integral luasan dari current ya, with gamma ij is the pullback automatic into the sliced space-time, and mu is the future pointing normal. We now integrate partial delta mu j mu over the shaded region in figure 62. Assuming that delta phi equals 0 at spatial infinity, yaitu assume yang sering ya, itu phi equals 0 dan delta phi equals 0 ketika spatial infinity. I not, jadi ini adalah spatial infinity ya. We have ya, karena ini sama dengan 0, kalau kita integrate juga 0. Kemudian kita pecah ini semua space-time kayak tabung gitu, kita pecah jadi 2. E2 minus E1. Oh, ini mau menghitung di yang shaded region ini seperti, karena dia bilang we now integrate over the shaded region plus ini. Oh ya, ini karena sepertinya karena di satu titik ini tuh berkorespondensi dengan S square. With N is the appropriate part of the horizon. Rearranging, we have E sigma 2 minus E sigma 1 sama dengan ini. Dari sini sepertinya. Ini pindah ke sana. Where no is the null coordinates. Psi is the null killing factor along the horizon, and J square A is the spatial cross-section of the horizon. The power absorbed by the black hole per unit null time is then, ini adalah power absorbed by the black hole per unit null time. Oke, power kan energi per waktu ya. Jadi ini waktunya, nu-nya ini adalah null time, maka powernya ini with Xi mu J mu itu sama dengan itu. Oh, ini tinggal di kontraksi yang nu-nya ini dengan za ya. Maka jadinya itu. Jadinya ini. The final term vanishes because when evaluated on the horizon, xi.k equals 0. Oh ya, karena dia di-evaluated at the horizon, xi.k-nya equals 0, maka ini vanish. To see this, we evaluate, ya kita cek xi mu k mu. Dimana xi itu partial t plus omega, partial phi ya. Dan ya jadinya itu. Kemudian kalau di-evaluate at R plus, omeganya tadi dimasukkan yang ini. Kalau di R plus, but elevated on the horizon where delta equals 0, the identity tell us that the G square T phi equal GTT J phi phi. Oh ya, okay, good. And so partial xi mu k mu equals 0. This means that we can write the power as. Good. Jadi powernya ini hanya suku yang pertama ini kali minusnya hilang. Terus where nu is the null coordinates. Ini harusnya dia jadi yang ini suku pertama. Nah ya, ini karena dia Zai itu dia mengandung partial T dan partial Chi, you can say. Maka dia jadi yang ini. We can explain the scalar field in angular momentum modes. In terms of the coordinates, phi equal phi naught r theta cos omega nu plus omega v plus nu chi. I don't know, all of them seems like nu to me. Satunya far nu. We take the frequency to be positive. The periodicity of chi requires that the angular momentum is quantized with nu in z. The time average power absorbed by the black hole is this one. Ya, ini tinggal dimasukkan aja di sini. Kemudian diturunkan. That's not oh, ini time average ya. Jadi ya diintegralkan terhadap square dari itu. Terus dibagi, terus diakar sepertinya. Nanti dilihat lagi rumus time average. For high frequency waves, this power is always positive, telling us that the black hole absorbs energy as expected. However, for frequency small compared to the angular momentum of the incoming wave, omega less than omega nu, the power absorbed is negative. This is the field theoretic version of Penrose process. Oh, okay. Jadi untuk small frequency compared to angular momentum of the incoming wave, maka power absorbed is negative. This is the field theoretic version of the Penrose process. Good. The no-hair theorem. Uniqueness theorem tells us that the Kerr metric is most general black hole solution to the vacuum-Einstein equation. But what if we add further fields to the action? We have already seen in section 6.2 that adding a Maxwell field to the action opens up a new possibility. Oke. Sepertinya ini kita mau melihat yang charge ya. A black hole solution that carries electric or magnetic charge. There is a generation that describes a black hole with both charge and rotation. This amalgam of the Rayleigh-Nostrum and Kerr solution has metric. Ini Kerr Rayleigh-Nostrum metric ya. Oh, Kerr-Newman. Where delta and rho is now taken by that equation. Dan E-nya itu. Meanwhile, the gauge field is given by A equal QER on 4 pi rho square dt minus A sin square theta d phi minus Km cos theta rho square. A d square plus A square d phi. This is the Newman solution. This is the most general black hole solution to the Einstein-Maxwell equation. The black holes are characterized by quantum and mathematics. All entities of classical system. Good. What about the other fields? It turns out this cannot take on other time-independent profiles in the presence of black hole. This is known as the no-hair theorem. In this statement about the black holes in asymptotically flat spacetime, the story is different for black holes in anti-de Sitter. Here we sketch the no-hair theorem for a free massive scalar field phi. The fact that we are looking for time independence means that K mu partial delta mu phi equals 0. Coba kita sketch the no-hair theorem untuk free massive scalar field. Kalau kita ingin melihat time independent solution, maka aksinya itu adalah ini ya, aksi biasa ya, aksi ini kinetik, suku kinetik, ini suku potensial atau suku massa. Kita ambil di curve space time. Kalau kita expand, maka jadinya ya ini. Kita expand untuk beda suku ini untuk yang bagian T dan spasial. The fact that we are looking in a mixed signature metric means that the gradient terms come with a mix of sign. However, restricting to time-independent configuration means that time derivative vanish, and so J bagian yang itu lebih besar sama dengan 0 karena time derivatifnya vanish ya. In particular, this means that the action is sum of two terms, each of which is non-positive. Good. Jadi restricting to time independent configuration means that ya, jadi ini itu sama dengan partial T phi ya. Kalau sudah. Oh, bukan, ada JTT-nya. CTT-nya tidak ya? Sepertinya harusnya ada. Let's see. Saya lupa. Sepertinya nggak ada. Oh ya, CTT-nya berasal dari situ. Nggak ada. In particular, this means that action is sum of the two terms, each of which non-positive. The proof that the Noether theorems in the case proceed in similar way to our demonstration of superradiance. Jadi superradiance itu adalah field version dari Barrows process. We integrate over the space-time region V outside the black hole, as shown in the figure 62. This region is bounded by two spatial hypersurface, sigma 1 and sigma 2, with normal and mu proportional to k mu. The horizon and an asymptotic region integrating by parts, we have oh ya, ya seperti biasanya ini masuk ke sini integrating by part, terus ininya jadi plus. Yeah, that's it. Tapi I don't know where this term come from. Oh yeah, that's the boundary term dari integrating by partnya. The first Bach term vanishes for any phi that solves the equation of motion. Oh yeah, good. That leaves the second boundary term. This vanishes on the two spatial hypersurface by dint of 6.33. It also vanishes on the horizon for the same reason, since the normal to the horizon k mu is standard Killing vector. That just leaves the asymptotic region. For asymptotically flat spacetimes, it's not too hard to show that phi itu proportional to 1 on R as R to infinity, which is fast enough to ensure that there is no contribution from infinity. The upshot of this argument is that when evaluated the time-independent solution to the equation of motion, we have ini. When integrated over any region V of a black hole spacetime. Furthermore, a scalar is the sum of two non-positive terms. So each of this term must individually vanish. Oh, nice. Jadi karena dia non-positif, dua-duanya non-positif, maka masing-masing haruslah ini hilang. When m not equal 0, we have m square phi square equal 0. So only solution is the trivial one. When m square equal 0, we have partial I phi equal 0. So any phi equal constant is allowed. This is Noether theorem. The field phi cannot develop a static profile in the presence of black hole. Oh ya, static profile itu maksudnya kayaknya equation of motion-nya deh. Static profile itu kayaknya ini. Kalau phi konstan, jadi kayaknya nggak boleh konstan. Kalau phi-nya konstan, S-nya konstan. Yeah, that's all for today. We learn about rotating black hole. There's a lot of intriguing things ya happen. Solusinya adalah curve, dan kita lihat bahwa ya seperti biasa playing Kruskal Eddington, kemudian Kruskal Eddington, lupa namanya Pak. Eddington-Finkelstein coordinates untuk melihat bahwa R plus minusnya tidaklah coordinate singularity, kemudian menggunakan Kruskal coordinates untuk penetrate until the singularity. Di sini singularity-nya adalah ring ya, ring singularity ya. Kalau untuk curve, kemudian ada ergo region di mana time like killing factornya jadi space like. Atau ada frame tracking. Jadi secepat apapun kita mencoba untuk tidak dragged oleh frame-nya itu nggak bisa, karena dia space like. Kemudian kita membahas Penrose process di mana kita bisa extract energi dari rotating black hole. Ya ada hint of area term di mana areanya itu selalu naik. Kemudian superradiance. Superradiance itu adalah field version of Penrose process. Jadi field yang masuk, asalkan fieldnya itu frekuensinya lebih rendah compared to angular momentum of the ingoing wave, maka nanti outgoing wave-nya itu teramplifikasi, return amplified. Kemudian Noether theorem di mana field-nya itu cannot develop a static profile in the presence of black hole. Yeah, that's all for the general ratification.